Guys, SW Outdoors. Hope you guys are actually having a fantastic day today. And today, we're going to be making, out of these materials, a homemade duck blind. Y'all stay tuned. Hello guys, SW Outdoors, and today we're going to be making a homemade duck blind for goose and duck season this year. So I got a bunch of materials here. I've been wanting to do this for quite some time, and I haven't got the motivation to even do the project, but now I actually do because goose season is right around the corner, and I want to get myself a blind all set up. Something portable, something easy to mobilize around, especially if you're hunting public land, especially the lake I hunt on public land, and you can't really put a blind in there. So basically, you could move around, light, compactable, you could set it up anywhere, and you can have a successful hunt and be well hidden. So either ways, I got this cover from last year, haven't used it at all, and it's made out of like marsh camouflage and that, and a little bit of other stuff in there. I got some zip ties, and I got these two posts. So we put the post together, and I'm supposed to sit behind it and hunt from behind it. So I'm going to lay these out on the floor. So first off step is that we're going to see how much road we could use for pretty much the camouflage we need. So we're laying this on the ground. And this is something actually cheap that you can do instead of going out and buying a new duck blind. So we're going to lay this out. And it's going to be a big blind too, so it's supposed to be well concealed behind it. So I'm going to try to get this all set up the way I want it to. So I'm going to set it up like this on the ground. Got all this camouflage laid on the ground here, so I'm going to probably cut this in half, and I'm trying to make this as a one-man blind. I could, if you have enough of this, you could probably make it two-man blind. So this covers half the garage. So technically this is all marsh camouflage, so you could be well hidden behind it. So that's the thing. If you're hunting waterfowl birds, you technically have to be well hidden. So we're going to get this all set up here. So I think my posts are going to go behind the thing, and I'm going to cut a section off right here just to make the blind like just enough fit for me, because it's only just going to be me sitting in it. So technically I'll take this other half. If you're building something bigger for two people or multiple group of guys, then I would recommend getting a little longer but I don't technically need it long. And alright guys, I'm now cutting a section off the blind here, off the camouflage covering. So I'm going to cut small cuts within the side here. I have this whole row that I can deal with right now. So technically I'm going to probably look at my size of where I'm lying and see if it'll cover me all the way. So I'm going to do that right now. So we got two boards, guys. We got two boards on the side. I just got to make them a little smaller, but we'll technically start cutting off a little bit of the tips on the top. Like, we'll make a little small tip, we'll leave them lined up to the blind, and then basically I'm going to cut a little bit off the bottom so at least I can stake it into the ground. So we're in a bit of a progress that we're building our blind. I'm going to zip tie most of the parts, put it all together, and see how it sits in the yard. So that's basically what I'm going to be doing. We got our blind all set up where we want it, so we're going to see how it does. So I got the top part done, so now I'm going to probably go on to the bottom half. So I want a little bit I can actually stake into the ground, so we'll cut a little bit off the bottom too. So anyways, guys, just make sure you're recording in the video. I didn't press the record button, but I cut a few pieces off the bottom. Yeah, so I ended up cutting a few pieces off the bottom, and now I've evened out my poles for the blind itself. So now I'm just going to get the zip ties all set up and kind of get it up zip tied up and see how we look. Wrap this around a little, I'm going to wrap it around a little bit, the post. Yeah, so I'll wrap this around, get one zip tie in the hole, one of these holes, yeah, get one in the hole, get it underneath my post there. Zip it in. I'll zip it in really good. Should even out a little bit, so I'll wrap this around. I'll worry about cutting them after I'm done this row. So next thing I'm gonna get another row, like I did on the other side here. Hopefully this blind is even enough, so it's hopefully it's a good hiding spot and it'll be able to fool waterfowl birds from coming in close. Because I'm more concealed. Like last year when I was first year hunting waterfowl, and I was hunting this public lake. You guys probably know it as a dried up lake, so I had waterfowl hunting that lake. Easier spot to go into. You can walk in with decoys and everything like that. So there's some areas that are not very concealable in there. So I thought, why not just build my own blind? And if I can transport any part of the lake, I could just walk it in, just roll it up, two bunch, and then roll it up between two posts. And when I get set up for my hunt, I could just basically refold it back out, stake her into the ground, and I'll show you this in an example later on in the video. So I've seen this many times before, so this is what we're doing right now. So we're just putting the posts together, sticking them on each side like this. And it's easier if you're placing this into a weeded background. So if you're positioning yourself behind some weeds, place this in front of the weeds and have your back facing the weeds. So it's basically conceal yourself a little better in certain areas. So we're doing it right there. Got another part there. I don't know if I'm going to paint the posts. I might just leave them the way it is. All that matters is what's up front, what it looks like up front. So we'll get that. Got to tighten this down a little bit. I got all the stuff here, so the idea is I gotta roll it up like this. Roll it up all in one between two posts. And then you can just carry it like this with a bunch of your decoys in the back. Public land. We'll see how this thing sets up. Alright guys, so I got my chair right here. So I'm going to set up the blind like this. I'm going to unroll it out like this. And hopefully get it staked into the ground. So I'm going to set it up like this. Hopefully it will hold up. I might need something to hold it up in the middle. So stick it in the ground like this. Get it into the ground hard enough so it's falling off. And then put the other half right in here. I'm going to try to get a mallet of some sort. So anyways guys, I'm liking the portable blind that I built back there. Looks absolutely perfect. I mean, I had to make a few adjustments. I had to add an extra zip tie onto it. So I'm guessing that this is the view back here, right in front of my decoys and that. We all camoed up, so basically I'll be wearing more camouflage than this, with marsh camouflage style and that. And the weeds will be back behind me, so my best bet, if the birds come into the decoys, I could just always raise up and raise my gun up above the little small thing, up above the blind here, and take my shots at the geese and the ducks that are flying in. So this is a little bit extra cover for me, technically. So, I mean, if I can make them, I mean, this is my first ever blind, waterfowl blind style that I'm coming up with. So basically it's just a covering to make me a little bit more concealed. I could add something on the top there just to spot out birds a little easier, because it's quite high, but I'm just basically staking it into the grass, so it should be a little bit lower than what I'm dealing with right now. But the sucky part is, like, the wind will expose me a little bit, so I'm going to be camoed out a little bit while I'm sitting in this little portable blind. So you could easily set it up. All you can do is basically roll it up like I showed you guys in the garage, and then basically you can move it around on public land and any other place if you want to set up on anywhere. So pretty much you can set up anywhere in a field or technically in a marsh, or just plainly anywhere. This is why I built this blind. Come to the means of portability for waterfowl hunters on public land. So that's the reason why I set, and even you set up right there behind it. Of course, like I said, I couldn't stake it very well into the grass, so I gotta wait for some dirty, mucky ground so I could probably set it up a little better. So hopefully, opening day of goose season, we could probably use this blind. But I might just make a few minor adjustments here and there, but it looks absolutely good, guys. It looks perfect for my setup, how I want it. So either ways, guys, hope you guys like this video. If you guys like this video, make sure you guys put a like. If you guys are not subscribed to SW Outdoors, make sure you guys click the subscribe button, click the notification bell when the latest videos are, and I will catch you guys in the next video. SW Outdoors, sign out.